You've been trying to lose weight year after year, making the same New Year's resolution, but you're not losing the weight or you're staying at a stagnant weight. And I know how frustrating that can be. That's why I made this video of 5 tips that I wish I knew earlier on my weight loss journey. This is going to help you drastically lose weight and get to your weight loss goals. Number one is knowing that all objects, including the human body, emits an electromagnetic radiation. And depending upon the temperature of this object, it's going to vary on the type of radiation it emits. And you might have heard of thermal radiation. Well, actually, humans, we have a wavelength that we emit of 12 microns. And a healthy human body, this is important to know, a healthy human body emits a megahertz frequency wavelength of between 60 to 78 megahertz. And a human body, which is actually compromised with disease, actually drops in wavelength to 58 megahertz. So knowing that our bodies are made up of energy and we're electromagnetic bodies, we also need to be eating foods that yield the highest electromagnetic frequency, because that's the foods that our body naturally needs to raise our electromagnetic wavelength in our body. And that brings us to the high vibrational food chart. This is a chart that is rarely discussed, and that's why I'm bringing awareness to it, because this chart indicates the megahertz which foods actually yield. And we need to be eating the foods at the top of this list, because that's what our electromagnetic body needs. And as we see that the foods at the top are the superfoods that are powered by the sun and their phytonutrients, which means that they carry the highest nutritional value, of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, flavonoids, enzymes. And it's no coincidence that God put the sun in place to power not only us with vitamin D to boost our immune system, to also power our food. And it's also not a coincidence that God put all of the highest nutritional value foods into plants and fruits. It's only in plants and fruits that you will find antioxidants, that you will find vitamins. So all correlates with one another, that the sun emits an electromagnetic frequency which powers the foods. And those foods which are plant powered with fruit and also vegetables, those are the foods that we need to be eating to raise our vibration, to raise our electromagnetic frequency, so we can stay in the 60 to 78 megahertz frequency where our body is at optimal health. And when we look at the top of the chart, let's look into these foods that are yielding the most nutrition. These are the foods that's going to help us get to our weight loss goals. The top of the pyramid starts with the sun, which emits chemical sunlight to foods which have the highest nutrition to mankind: wheat, grass, essential oils, phytoplankton, herbs. These yield 320 to 52 megahertz. When we go to the next level, we see that these are superfoods, foods high in mineral and life force energy. This is between 52 and 15 megahertz. Raw chocolate, seaweed, almonds, cacao, spirulina, lemons, goji berries, limes. Next level, we see foods from trees, 15 megahertz to 5 megahertz. These are all the apples, mangoes, melon, raspberry, pineapple, mango, oranges. Raw nuts are in this section, and dates. The next level yields between 5 and 0 megahertz, and this is all our leafy greens, foods from the earth: cabbage, lettuce, spinach, kale, beans, roasted nuts, potatoes. The next level is 0 to negative megahertz. This is animal byproduct, which include eggs, cream, milk, cheese, butter, cake, cookies, donuts. All your dairy products are in this section. The last level is animals, which actually yield negative megahertz. This is hot dogs, burgers, chicken, veal, buffalo, turkey, beef, shrimp, lobster, tissue, lamb, duck. The last two levels are 0 to negative megahertz because these are acid forming foods. Animals are amino acids. So when they are broken down in our body, they create an increase of an acidic environment in our body. And when we look at the foods at the bottom of the high vibrational food chart, you see that these foods yield at 0 megahertz, which is not contributing to raising our electromagnetic body's energy. So these foods are the foods that we need to concentrate on eating less of and eliminating from our diet. These are the foods that's going to cause the most inflammation in our body. That is also going to cause the most mucus in our body. It's providing an acidic environment to our microbiome and to our body, and it's going to lower the pH of our body, and it's going to contribute to inflammation in the body, which is going to contribute to more weight gain. So the more that we're able to actually shift and eat more plant-based, I know that maybe some of these foods might be your favorite foods from growing up, and unfortunately we were programmed to thinking that these foods were actually healthy for us. But did you know that there is a research study that states that eating one egg is like smoking 5 cigarettes, and one egg contains 180 milligrams of cholesterol. And also the other meats on this list is very detrimental to your health: red meat, processed meat, pork, bacon. These meats are classified on the World Health Organization's website as cancergenic to humans. So that research is out there for you. Also, they're loaded with bacteria and toxins and antibiotics. There's the amount of antibiotics that they pump into the meat just for it to stay fresh in the animal when it's alive and when it's dead. They also pump it with toxic chemicals, even a toxic chemical for the red meat to even appear red. So these are very detrimental to the health. The only thing they provide is maybe some protein, but trust me, there are plant powered options that you can obtain your protein for. And this is a judgment-free zone, and I'm just here to provide the information so you are able to make more empowered choices for your weight loss goal. So we can still be besties after this, you know? This is just letting you know the truth behind these foods so you're going to be able again to get to your weight loss goals. Number 2, our liver is the foundation to our digestive tract, and sometimes it's overlooked because we put importance on our microbiome, which is the state of the microorganisms in our body, of the bad and the good bacteria, and having our body in a leveled pH level, and more alkaline. However, our liver has so much important functions which dictate the health of our digestive tract. Our liver has major functions to keep our digestive tract and our entire body healthy. Our liver is in charge of cleansing our blood of toxins, of creating bile to be able to break down food in our body. It also metabolizes protein, carbohydrates, and fats when we eat them, so we'll be able to use it in our body. Our liver is also so powerful that it actually will hold harmful bacteria in the liver just to protect the entire body. So our liver has huge functions that it provides the body. So that's why it's important that we need to be able to constantly be detoxing our liver. And to detox our liver, a way that we're going to be capable of doing that is eating foods on the high vibrational foods chart. Those foods are going to be capable of cleansing our liver. So when the liver is cleansed, that means that digestive tract is cleansed, and means our colon is cleansed. Our colon can actually have anywhere from 5 to 20 pounds of stool backed up in there. So it's so important to continuously be detoxing and eating foods of high nutritional value to be capable of cleansing our liver, so we'll be able to get to our weight loss goals, and be cleansing our colon to get to our weight loss goals. Number 3 is that we cannot outwork a bad diet. We can't outrun a bad diet. We can't lift weights to get rid of a bad diet. We really have to make empowered choices which are going to be able to evolve our health and our weight loss goals. So we're going to have self-discipline, self-regulation to be able to stop eating those foods that is going to be deteriorating our health, and choose from the foods which are of high nutrition value that's going to get us to our weight loss goals. Along with that, we're going to be needing to meal prep. When we meal prep in the beginning of our week, we are being prepared to not make bad choices throughout the week. So we need to take time and find new healthy recipes that you'll love and fall in love with. Like when I started, and now I'm a vegan and plant-based, I love making homemade salad dressing, and that what's really made me fall in love with salad. And I know that that will for you too. And I have some healthy recipes on this channel that you can check out to help you get started and incorporating more plant-based foods in your diet. So definitely check out some of my healthy recipes. Number 4 is being in a calorie deficit. We're going to be needing to exert more energy. We're going to be needing to exercise more than the intake of calories. So the intake of calories have to be less than the amount of exercise. So we really need to concentrate on being on that calorie deficit. And one way you can do that is by intermittent fasting. It has huge benefits in regenerating ourselves and healing ourselves, because our body has the capability of healing ourselves. Just like when we have a wound and a cut, you'll see that our skin is able to cover the wound, and after a couple days we'll be able to heal ourselves. When we get rid of the processed foods, the added sugar, the starch, the dairy, we get rid of foods that is no longer serving us, we'll be able to heal our bodies from within. And number 5 is daily exercise. We want to continue to be in movement and moving our body. And that's how we're going to be able to exert energy and be able to get to our weight loss goals and be in that calorie deficit. So we want to make sure you're making a commitment for at least 4 to 5 days a week to be exercising for 30 minutes, doing cardio, HIIT training, and also interval training with weights. So we want to make sure you make that commitment and be able to be self-disciplined to really get to those goals. And one of those ways is being very committed to your workout regimen. So we work out because we love our body. We're not going to work out because we hate our body. We're working out because we love our body, and we know that we're going to get to that amazing goal that we have been envisioning. I hope that this added a lot of value to your weight loss journey, and I'm sending you a lot of love, peace, and divine blessings.